Welcome back. Ghost GameStop Past. Joined today with Arturo Arutramonte. Art never worked with me, so this will be the second time I have a guest that I never worked with. You never worked with me, but you did go sit with me.
I remember.
On your days off.
Oh, yeah. Jesus.
God damn it.
Before that, though, you were friends.
Yes.
Yeah. We've known each other since high school.
Yeah.
Art would spend the night at the house or something. He'd go to school or do whatever because he worked at the bread. You were at the bakery at that point, right? Or Buffalo?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
One or the others. But when on your days off, I would always call him up and be like, or he would be here and I'd be like, yo, dude, why don't you go hang out with me at work? And so we would just set a chair up. I literally would just go into the back and grab the first folding chair I could find, set it up, and then just the whole time trying to keep Art happy so that way I'd have someone to talk to when it got boring. Hey, dude, you want a snack? You want a snack? We can go to the store, man.
Go to Popeyes, dude. Go to Popeyes. Get some chicken.
God damn it. Go get me some food, man. Go get me some food.
Some food, Popeyes.
Hey, you want to go to Raceway? God damn it. Okay, what was your life like at GameStop? You worked with a really good manager, Liz.
Yeah. I got hired on. Kevin was one of my managers.
They called him Crack and Whip Kevin.
It was it was super cool. Like the first couple I learned a lot about customer service through GameStop.
Oh yeah.
And I never realized how big a deal it was until I didn't hand this one very nice Mexican man his change. I left it on the table. And he got super upset with me about it. It was like the day before Mother's Day. And like I remember it because I remember going to Walmart and seeing him buying flowers for his mom and everything. And this guy came in and bought a game. I don't remember what game it was, but I rang him up and he had like he gave me like $100 bill and his game was like $25 and like some change.
He was flexing.
Yeah, he was flexing super hard. I gave him the money and then I left the change there on the counter. And I was just, like, happy-go-lucky, And he just straight up goes, yeah, next time put the change in my hand. And I was like, huh? He was like, put it in my hand, fat boy. And I was like, what? I was like, oh no. And I remember because like I was like super like shook after that, dude. I was like, I couldn't even like my adrenaline was going because like this dude like wanted to fight me. Like after he was literally like telling me he was gonna meet me in the parking lot and fight me.
Oh my god.
And so I remember like my adrenaline was going. I couldn't like focus on helping everybody else out. And then we had this other manager there, man. Kevin, I don't remember his name for the life of me, but I know that when Street Fighter came out, he dressed up like Guile. And he was in no way, shape, or form supposed to be Guile that day. Whenever GTA 4 came out, Carl was dressed up like Nico, and a certain someone was giving him a whole bunch of stuff, and I came to Carl's defense, and I was like, give him a break.
Give him
a break. We gotta thank you for that.
And forever we always... Wait, was that me?
No, it was Marty.
Oh, I was about to say...
Marty got so upset with me, too.
What do you have in terms of... Did you ever get in trouble at work for, like, dumb bullshit?
Yes. This was my fault, and I remember getting a scolding from Liz about this. So, at GameStop, as an employee of GameStop, it is not allowed to sit down. So one shift I was working with Kevin and I would sit down on the little stepping stool and Kevin was being a good employee and not sitting down, and I was being a lazy piece of crap, and I was just sitting down there. And I remember the next day I came in and Liz pulled me to the back and she was like, "Can I talk to you?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. What's going on?" And she proceeds to sit me down that really, really small alleyway of an office.
I like how you said she sits you down.
Yeah.
Once she got onto you, you should have been like, "Ooh, stood out of there."
Oh God, dude!
Did you clock me out?
Did you clock me out? So I sat down and I was talking to her, and she was like, "You know, there's cameras in the store, right?" And I was like, "I hope so." And she was like, "Well, there is, and I want to show you something." So she went and she pulled up on the computer. Literally, there's just a top view of our heads, and it's me sitting down in this step stool, and Kevin just being a busy bee, dude, like all over the place, and I'm just there, just not giving a shit. And so she was like, "Yeah, you don't do that here," and I was like, "Do what?" She was like, "You're sitting down, not taking care of anybody." I go, well, I mean, Kevin's got it.
What's this guy doing?
What's this guy doing here? Oh God!
Should have pointed to him on the screen. What's this guy doing?
So
we were tag teaming.
Yeah.
Fast forward to the part where I went out there.
Yeah.
And then wait for you to walk off screen and be like, "Oh damn! I guess the camera didn't catch
I
you."
guess I didn't get that part. I was like, "I'll light him up, Kevin. You knock him down, dude." That was one of the things I got in trouble for. There was this. This is one of my favorite moments in my career at GameStop.
Your tenor.
Oh God, this was
tenure.
So there was this couple. And this couple walked up to the counter and asked Kevin. They said, "Do you guys have any HDMI cables?" And Kevin says, "No, ma'am, we're completely sold out." And she said, "Okay." And she was kind of bummed out about it, and she was like, "Well,
as one would be."
Real quick, they were looking for an Ethernet.
I'm sorry, Ethernet cable. It was an Ethernet cable, and they were super bummed out about it. And so I guess like the lady was still kind of being persistent with Kevin. So Kevin kind of like told her again, like, "No, ma'am. Like I've already looked on the computer, and there's nothing. I don't have anything in stock." And so I guess like, and then the way he said it, in the manner that he said it, I know he didn't mean any type of negativity by it.
Yeah.
But it was just the tone that it was said in.
Oh yeah.
I could tell that she was getting kind of,
That was the one thing about Kevin that we used to always say was, if you were going to break, bad news to people, make sure it's Kevin that tells it.
So
he's got the most upbeat tone.
So they're like, okay, and they accept it. And they're walking around the store, and in my mind, I'm like, dude, I could have swore there was an Ethernet cable over here. And so I walk up, and then I go to this little area, and sure enough, there's an Ethernet cable. And I go, "Are you guys looking for this one?" And it's an Ethernet cable. Without skipping a beat. Okay, now let me tell you, without skipping a beat, I went from behind the counter. Kevin was still behind the counter. Okay? As soon as I said, "Is this what you guys are looking for?" all I see is Kevin right behind me. And Kevin goes, "Move, Art." And so he gets and he looks. And he's like, "Well, I guess we do have one." And then the girl goes to him and she's like, "Well, you were being kind of rude earlier." And then Kevin does this face where he goes just like... And it was just so good, man. That was one of the funniest things. And I remember going and ringing them up. And then when they leave, Kevin was like, "It wasn't in the system." And I was like...
In my defense,
oh, yeah,
it was listed in the computer as a link cable.
Yeah.
Who the fuck calls an Ethernet cable a link cable?
When you're using it as a LAN cable, it's linking two systems. No, I'm 100% with Kevin on that. That would happen all the time.
Yeah.
Mostly with like PS2 controllers, like the used ones, and or off-brand stuff. Like if a DualShock got labeled as off-brand,
Yeah.
You could have bought a DualShock for like $5.
Right.
And so you'd always want to jump on those.
And as the consumer, right? Like as the customer, you don't know that. Like you don't know the difference. You don't have that knowledge of okay, well, is it an Ethernet cable? Is it a link cable? What is it? So, I mean, it really wasn't anybody's fault. It was just a funny thing to happen.
Y'all want to hear a really funny scam?
What's that?
Not really a scam. I wouldn't recommend people do this, but I accidentally did this. I had bought a PS3 controller from eBay, and I didn't know that this was a thing, that China basically copies it exactly and then sells it in the exact packaging with all the proper stickers, and everything looks exactly the same.
Like a bootleg?
It's a bootleg, but it looks virtually identical. And so I bought one for $20 brand new, right? After tax, $21.64, right? But after it came in, and it just was messing up. Essentially, it was messing up. And he was like, hey, this controller is messing up. And I was like, bro, why is that controller messing up? You know what I mean? Like, bullshit. So I swap him for one of the other ones I had, whatever. And then I traded it in at GameStop because I was like, well, I don't need another PS3 controller. Like, I traded a bunch of stuff in, but the controller traded in for it was like $30 or $35. And I was sitting there and I was doing the math in my head, and I was like, oh shit. I could just go buy a bunch of these controllers and trade them in as DualShocks. I never did it. I never, I would never want to take advantage.
Was the era of the day that GameStop received 36,000 bootleg controllers, and across the land there were multiple people who complained, this controller doesn't work.
Hey man, this controller's messing up.
it's written in glitter, man.
Do you remember when people would come in whenever they would do the trade in 5 games promotion?
Yeah.
It was like trade in 5 games, get $10.
Yeah.
But the 5 games that they were trading in were like Madden 04, Madden 05, NCAA, FIFA 02, all these different games.
25-cent games.
They're all dollar games, right? All of them. So the dudes would come in, have the same games, and be like, I would like to trade these in. And then he would trade them in, and then, can I buy them back? And I was like, oh, I see what you're doing. You're getting the profit, and you're putting it on a card. Yeah, sure, let me do that. So I did it. And then I was like, he goes, well, I guess I'll have to go to another store. And I go, why? You're already here. You want to do it again?
Oh my God.
Will you let me? That's cool. And I said, yeah, man. Come on. Let's do it as many times as we can get away with it. So he did it like 4 or 5 times.
Oh my God.
And he makes $20, And the trick is that he's trading in 5 games, and the value that we're giving him is more than the cost of the 5 games to purchase in our store. So you can get $10 and then buy them for $5 and have $5 profit, right? So after the 5 or so times that he did it, as soon as he left the store, I called all the other stores and I was like, hey, heads up. This is the dude's name. This is information. Don't take his shit. He's trying to scam the system. I don't know why. That day I felt like being cool. And I was like, yeah, I don't care if you do it a couple times, Right. But then I called the DM and was like, hey, is it wrong that I did that a couple times? Well, you shouldn't have done it. And I was like, why not? That's a promotion that we have going on.
Yeah.
Don't have the promotion if you don't want people to take advantage of it. Hey, lean your hat back.
My hat?
So we can see your eyes.
Oh. And I would go and she would...
Now start over from the beginning.
Oh,
wow. The whole episode.
Do you have any favorite customers, Art?
There was this one guy who would come in and he was trying to get a job, and I remember I was working with Liz, and he starts starts his interview right there with her, and she's
in the front?
Like in the front, and she's like, oh, you don't want to talk about this in the office? He goes, no ma'am, I want to talk about it right here in the front, right in front of your other employee, so I can convince him too. And I was like, all right. And so
you're like, I get to be a part of this.
So this guy starts talking. I don't remember this guy's name. I don't at all.
Did he get hired?
No, he didn't. Let me explain why. So this guy starts talking, right? And he's like, yeah, so
I've only murdered one prostitute.
Dude, hold on, because it gets better. He was there and he was like, yes, I have a knowledge in retail. I worked at the dollar store, and I embezzled money from my mother. And then Liz is looking at him, and Liz is like, from your mom? And And I'm like,
I'm surprised she didn't confirm the dollar store. Wouldn't that have been funny? Which dollar store? That's her fucking response.
oh my god, dude.
She's like,
Oh.
okay. Which dollar store was that?
So he starts continuing, okay? He continues with this elaborate story about how he embezzled money from his mother. And he's like, tell me what you think about that, Liz. And Liz is like, I think it's really messed up that you stole money from your mother. And then he's like, well, what do you think? And I'm like,
Should have been like, well, I don't know, man. I'm still trying to figure out what dollar store you was at.
I remember me and then what was his name? Judge Reinhold. Marty,
yeah.
Dude. Oh, he was
different
there.
Marty from
different
the
Marty.
show, yeah.
Different Marty, but he was there. And
Wait, we used to call him Judge Reinhold because he sounded exactly like Judge Reinhold.
He really did.
If you don't know who Judge Reinhold is, look it up.
And he walks in after. Oh, that's another story I gotta tell you about that guy. He walked in afterwards, and he walks into me and Liz like ridiculing this guy. And this guy, like, we talked so much shit to him, dude.
Like as he's standing
there, we changed that dude's life, man. Because, like, he literally is there and he's like, maybe I had it all wrong. And we're like, well, yeah, you stole money from your family, man, your mother. And he was like, I'm going to make things right. And then we never saw him again, dude. We never saw him again, man. And once Marty got there, he was like, Jesus Christ, I was hearing how y'all were talking to him. And I was like, the guy stole money from his mom, dude.
You like how he slipped into that Judge Reinhold impression real quick? That was pretty good.
They're doing a Dead Space remake.
Well, hold on to that because I want to talk to the audience real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Give me a fucking break.
So when I got let go from GameStop, I was working at Sam's Club, and I was never. I mean, at this point in time, I didn't even know I worked for GameStop anymore because I was never scheduled.
There's a lot of people that lose their job like that.
And I was working at Sam's Club, and was a card attending at Sam's Club, and I feel a phone call, and I answer it, and Kevin, no,
like a good employee.
Yeah, hello, hey, dude, and I'm like. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Hey, man. So, all right, dude. So, you know how, like, you haven't been scheduled? And I was like, yeah. Well, we're gonna have to let you go, all right? And I was like, all right. Well, okay. Well, no hard feelings, man. And he was like, yeah, dude. All right. And then just hung up, and I was like, oh.
I used to love doing Kevin's voice.
There it is right there.
Hang on. What are you talking about? I think my voice is too high now.
But I could hear the smile of him not wanting to tell me on the other side of the line, dude. Just like, hey, dude. I'm gonna have to let you go.
I like how he's laughing, and he always overlaps at everything.
It's funny, dude.
Let us know if you thought that was funny. I'm a little out of it today because last time. Go do it again. I came into this episode extremely tired, so if I looked tired the whole time, it's because I was. But any comments, questions that y'all like or y'all would want to hear in the future? That's the thing is there's a lot of people watching these episodes right now. Like these are like actually growing for us, and we enjoy making them because it's kind of funny just sitting here laughing, telling goofy shit. Mm-hmm. But if there's anything you want to know, like I'm totally down to talk shit and be like super negative and stuff. But I feel like people don't care, and I'm generally a positive person, so you know. It sucks to hear, nastiness, but for every bad customer, there was like 10 good.
Yeah.
For every bad manager, there was, a few good, but it is what it is.
If you do have anything to say to Art, though, he is down there in the comments.
Yeah, Art definitely has been participating in the comments section.
It's been pretty fun.
That was a let's do a final. Oh, we could do the thumbnail. Like I have to make a thumbnail, right? So, let's see if I can get my arm up here.
I'm just gonna do the guy, dude. This looks so stupid. I have a cap on. Why would Guile ever comb his hair with a cap? Okay, that's enough.
Look, meet me in the middle.
Hold on, wait, wrong hand. Wait, which hand? Oh my god, this is weird, dude. I can't. This is so stupid.
Open it up. Open it up.
Oh my god.
It's a book.